Hello, Sounders. Mick here. This is not a match reaction. In fact, Sounders, this is a first on Pompey Sound. It's a fake news report. Yes, it is. A report full of fake news. Why? Because fake news is popular. People like it. Look at Donald Trump. He talks about fake news all the time and people love it. They think it's funny, maybe. But they love it anyway. And we, Sounders, are in the football equivalent of the fake news season. The high season of fake footy news between now and September. Apparently, the transfer window opens on June the 1st, runs till June the 10th, closes until June the 16th, and then runs through till September the 1st. Don't ask me about the 6-day closure. Something to do with European football. But between those 12 weeks, Pompey will have been the subject of, I'm calculating now in my head, 187 fake news stories. 187, 188 fake news stories, something like that. And I'm going to report them all to you. Well, all that I can, anyway, in the time through the summer. Because it seems to me, transfer rumours that don't produce transfers, that don't even produce offers of transfers, are fake news. Football's fake news. What else can you call it, Sounders? When a club has no genuine and realistic intention of buying or loaning a player, or there is no genuine and realistic intention of a club to sell or loan a player, any rumour created about that player that might happen is fake news. But the thing I think about fake news transfer rumours is that they are entertaining. They're good fun. What if they happened? What if? That's what we all think, and we all start constructing next season's team, including the rumoured player. And you argue in the pub over the merits of all these players coming to Fratton Park, it is rumoured. And out of 188, 181 won't come. But it's fun to think about them and to dream or have nightmares about what Rich Hughes and Brad Wall and their recruitment teams have up their sleeve for us next season. So here are the first fake news football transfer rumours concerning Pompey I've noticed in the first few days. And Sounders, I won't spot them all. Sometimes you'll be ahead of me. I respect your Pompey knowledge and awareness. I'm just going to do my best and enjoy myself. I should reiterate at this point that not all fake news turns out to be fake. I calculate 2.73% for football transfer rumours may have an element of truth about them. Admittedly, that's rather more than Donald Trump's pronouncements. But statistically, they're not exactly facts to hang your belief systems on. Okay, Sounders? So, here we go. Michael Craig. Now, here's a boy. Michael Craig has been identified as being of interest to Pompey. First thing to say is, I'm not here to diss any player, any footballer that I mention in the next few months who's linked to us. I'm not dissing them. Michael Craig is a good footballer. And a likely candidate, it has to be admitted, 22 years old, a defensive midfielder, 6 feet tall. Most interesting fact of all that I've discovered about him, he's out of contract on June the 30th. But to say he's of interest is so vague as to be practically useless information. What footballer isn't of interest to another football club? I mean, okay, so a few are, but anyway, he's obviously decent, and he's been mentioned now on Pompey Sound, perhaps for the last time. Ethan Erhan, gosh, it's difficult to say. Ethan Erhan is another midfielder playing for Lincoln City. Now, you keen sounders, older ones, may remember we've talked about him before. I'm fairly certain 2 summers ago, when he was with St Mirren up in Scotland. I haven't looked that up, but I'm pretty sure. Anyway, he went to Lincoln, not us, and now he's linked with us again. He's obviously talented, but is he a player for the Championship? If you're going to ask me, if you ask me, Sounders, I'm not convinced. Ronnie Mundle. Now then, here's another 22-year-old, a Sunderland winger, about to feature for them in the playoffs, so you'll be able to watch him. The manager up there loves him, by all accounts. And he's got a valuation of £5.5 million. Sounders, our chances of bringing Romain Mundle to Fratton Park, our chances of bringing himself 9 below 0. If you know that wonderful band. It's not happening. There are others that I've already forgotten before telling you of them. But here's another which logic tells me just might, have an element of truth about it. Have legs, as I call a story. Hindalo Mustafa. For those of you who haven't already seen this, because it has been extensively reported very recently, he has come through, he is apparently of interest to us. He's come through at Crystal Palace. He's an attacking midfielder. He hasn't played for the first team up there, but he's already got caps for his home nation, Sierra Leone, for whom he scored twice against Zambia and the Ivory Coast. Now, the Ivory Coast, they are a major African nation side. I've seen them playing, and they're good. He'll be this boy. He'll be 19 in July, and the reason I take this one, Hindolo Mustafa, seriously is he fits our would-be loan profile. I reckon he's very young. He's in need of, and his club will be looking for, league experience for him. He's not too far away from Portsmouth geographically, and we've got a relationship with Crystal Palace and their academy and developing players. We've had links with them before. Jaydan Raymond, a young man, which didn't quite happen. It didn't happen for us, but it was a genuine connection that we had about him. And actually, I did just look him up, and he's at Queen's Park in Scotland. So that's not the greatest recommendations for him, but nonetheless, the relationship with Crystal Palace exists, and the biggest positive of all in this is that we now have, Sounders, a fantastic reputation for improving talent, thanks to Freddie Potts and before him, Abu Kamara and young Robertson. We've done good by these kids, and Crystal Palace will respect that. So there's one of the 2.73% of rumours which may be wearing clothes, if you ask me. Before I go, a word about our club's current contract talks with existing players, Sounders. Obviously, all the loan guys will go home next week. Cade Gordon to Liverpool, Championes, as they are. And Mark Amani up the coast towards where I am in Brighton at the moment. Adil Ershish to Sunderland. Isaac Hayden to nearby Newcastle. Dear Freddie Potts to the East Londoners. And Rob Atkinson, the only one really that we've got real hopes of returning to Fratton. He's off to Bristol City, of course, back home to Bristol City, I should say. I say that about Potts because, frankly, Sounders, West Ham look as though they need him for next season. Although I obviously hope I'm wrong. And then, of course, there are our lads who are out of contract. Ksini Yengi, Zach Swanson, Cohen Bramall, Ben Killip. Are there any others? I can't think of any. Maybe. I think John Mousinho's already shaken hands with Cohen Bramall. I read, and he did just great for us, I think. The other three we'll have to see. I just can't believe that we won't try and make something of Ksini Yengi. Because he's got so much. I totally understand. We all understand why our recruitment team brought him halfway across the world. He's got so much to offer, but his injury record is awful. And similarly, injuries may have stretched the patience of Pompey to breaking point in the case of Zach Swanson. It will be a shame because he's talented and he's entertaining. So, that's the end of my first fake news report of the summer. There will be more. Take care, Sounders, and play up, Pompey.